Famed, of course, for my unique red skin and unparalleled skills as a general of the House of War, I, the Red Prince, was raised within the vast palaces of the fabled Forbidden City. I was destined to become the next emperor. But my ambitions suffered a bit of a setback when I fell from grace for cavorting with demons. Now, I'm exiled and hunted by assassins. But I assure you, I remain undaunted and as determined as ever to claim my rightful throne.
Oh, don't stare. How would you look after eons in some ghastly crypt? Your people are rather prone to death. Mine are not. Yet when I emerged from my completely unjustified imprisonment, I found them gone. Our culture forgotten. Any trace of the world I knew all but obliterated. I must even hide my true face beneath an ever-shifting mask for fear you savages will attack me. That is how I wander this strange world, trying to uncover the truth about a history you primitive people never even knew existed.
It all happened like I knew it would. A single drop of source magic. And, like flies to honey, the monsters swarmed. The rebel panicked. The carnage began. And the Magisters pointed their fingers at me. Just as I'd planned. I was shackled and collared and sent to Fort Joy. I'd come here to kill Godwoken. But instead, I became part of their story.
So, still a bit groggy, are we? Don't worry. Easy now. No need to hurry. Get your bearings and report to me upstairs.
Well now, aren't you a curious sight? If I'd had a mask to hide my bones as well as yours, maybe I'd still be walking around today. Where'd you get it? There can't be many curios like that in the world. Is that a fact? And your voice? I've never heard such silken tones from a naked skull. So powerful that you've been overpowered by clowns in red capes and a glowing necklace. Well, colour me impressed. Still, you'd best keep that mask on. The living don't take kindly to seeing their futures.
And now you are silent. If only all humans were so thoughtful. How crude. I've seen more intricate design in a butcher's slab. Boring. An animal sty. Freight or food?
Shaking her fluffy coat, the sheep eyes you balefully, her rectangular eyes like letterboxes to the void. With one sharp hoof, she kicks you right in the shin.
Locked.
Did you expect a needle?
Boring.
Come here. Hey! Hey! Get me out of this cage and I'll make it worth your while. You in? Your guess is as good as mine. Someone screamed loud as a banshee. After that, pure pandemonium. They never even told me what I was accused of. Just set me free, and I'll set you free. A fair trade. A gentleman among jesters, you are.
Before you can even touch the lever, you hear a sniff and snort behind you as the snoring Magister...
Wait, you're no Magister. You're a sorcerer. What are you doing here, filthy scrounger? Choose your words carefully. My fists ache to meet a new face. A clever story. I should have known there'd be trouble.
So much for a peaceful stroll.
The prisoner's buoyant voice darkens as his gaze finds the sunken hollows that once held your eyes.
Ah, free. I'm nothing if not a man of my word. And I...
What would he have to gain by killing me? Strange forces are at work.
Something has changed. You are you, but more. You are another, but not. You look to your hands, your belly, your feet. Flesh you don't know, molded into unfamiliar shapes. You cradle your aching head, where another's memories and wisdoms mix with your own. Your fingers trace a line from your head to your face, feeling not the creases of the mask, but the porous surface of new skin. Empty.
Worms take you!
Why, you're looking a bit more chipper. Yes. Looks like that collar fits you snugly enough. Nice bit of work, even if I do say... There you are. In the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. Or you'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters. No. You're alive, and you're having a conversation. You are on a ship, of course.
Index fingers pressed to her lips, she pauses a moment to give you a scrutinizing gander.
My word. You do seem a bit befuddled, don't you? Oh, well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. Most likely. A new life awaits, and if you're a particularly good boy, perhaps... Is he? Oh, well. Some problems simply sort themselves, don't they?
She frowns and peers at you closely, concern clearly etched upon her face.
Delusions such as these are rare, but not unheard of. I recommend a cup of mulled wine and another night's sleep. Just take it easy.
Good gods, there's been a murder here.
Ugly sight, isn't it? Burns me up this happened under our protection. We're extremely lucky no Voidwalker followed the source that did this. Finn didn't see it like that. He was desperate for us to help him. We'll find out who did this.
She looks up at you with a mirthless smile.
I was on duty in your room when the murder happened. You're one of the only indisputably innocent people on the ship. Unless you can commit murder in your sleep, of course. Figured as much. Listen, I could use someone to keep their ears open. Bring me a good lead, and I'll throw in a shiny gold coin for you. How about that? Not in here, it isn't. You let me know if you hear anything.
Behind the Magister, a bloodied mass lies in a heap. Gore and limbs lie at odd angles.
There's been a murder. A sorcerer was killed by one of your own. Lucky you were busy getting your Waters is investigating. She'll figure out who did it. Aren't you enterprising? Go ahead.
Come on, please, Losa.
Ah, there you are. Husband. Would you please tell this very charming gaggle of not-at-all brat-like babes that I am by no accounts this Losa woman, nor do I sing, in fact. I'm deathly allergical. How very correct you are, spouse of mine. Madame Josephine Gribbles de Peeb refuses to be confused with anyone else. What? What's so funny?
Her pinched face cracks into a great grin, and she shoos the children away from her with a laugh.
Yeah, okay, you found me out. Go on and git, and maybe I'll sing you something when I'm good and ready.
She turns to you, dark-eyed and dirty-haired, and smiles flatly.
Gotta keep ourselves entertained, haven't we? Like yourself, maybe. I don't mind the kiddies, usually. Nope, trying not to find anything out either. Ignorant thanks, but I already belong to an elite and exclusive ship gang. We play ball every day after lunch. You're too soft for it. You take care, though.
Suddenly, her eyes cloud to an unnatural black. Greyish veins as quickly as they came. The clouds clear.
Good luck, Chief.
I'm here because I'm magic. Are you here because you're weird?
Put a knuckle in it. I'm trying to concentrate.
They don't care about us.
An elf sits tucked away in a dark spot, lazily rolling dice onto the surface of a barrel. They sound like the dry cackling of an old witch.
Snake eyes.
She chuckles.
I bet that's just what they'll look like.
She shakes her head.
Game for one, I'm afraid. Rolling dice. Deciding fates.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
Don't worry, honey. It isn't yours.
She looks you up and down with the merest hint of a coy smile on her lips.
Never say never, though.
She eyes you quite seriously.
Not the future, no. But I can read the past in flesh. One of the perks of being an elf, you see. I could lick your arm and tell you how you spent the night before last. Shall I?
She gives your arm a vigorous stroke of the tongue, efficient like a cat grooming.
You were in a cellar with other sorcerers, watching, staring at them, hoping that none would stare back. You were thinking of flesh, or to be rather more precise, the pleasures of the flesh, those that have eluded you for so long. Of course it is. The truth's right there, skin deep, so to speak. But don't you worry, darling. Your secret's safe with me. I don't lick and tell.
Well, you've got this wolf on a leash.
A broad dwarf sits totally upright on the bench, eyes closed, palms face up on his knees. His beard is a cascade of meticulous plait. He raises an eyebrow as you approach, but doesn't open his eyes.
Listen up, boy. You hear that?
A no doesn't become a yes over time.
The ship, of course.
A wave of sound washes over you. The unintelligible chatter of your shipmates, the groaning of wood from floor to ceiling.
And?
The fellow cocks his ear, listening.
That isn't anger. It's
He cocks his ear to the other side, then smiles.
anticipation. She senses something. That's all you hear, though. Listen close. There now, just like that. Squeak! Aha!
His eyes snap open as his countenance breaks into an expression of joy. One great paw claps you on the back. The other catches you before you lose your footing.
There. You heard it, didn't you? I knew it. I knew it. Aye, this is good news, boy. Good news. It's the wheel. The wheel. Don't you see, you beautiful idiot? Squeaks whenever the helmsman jerks it clockwise, which means we're heading east. Burn my beard. That means...
if we'd been travelling for... Yes! Only 10.34 nautical miles to Fort Joy! Ah, so you've eyes as well as ears, eh? You'll go far, mate. Even he... no indeed, boy.
The dwarf leans back from the table and strokes his beard.
That'll be all. Thank ye kindly, boy.
He continues stroking his beard. A beard...
Your Majesty, maybe that has the Magisters more concerned than your appetite.
Well, well. What have we here? A fresh face in this stale hell. Let's size you up, shall we?
The lizard looks you up and down, like a farmer would a fetching horse. All of a sudden, he grips you firmly by the chin, with the intent of inspecting your teeth.
There's some discoloration, but I've seen worse. Now then, to business. You will answer me 3 questions. The first one is this. Can you cook? And of course, a cook who can't taste is about as useful as a dog in a chess game. On to the second question. Can you knit, weave? In short, tailor? Yes, I can tell from your vagabond chic, a bag is as good as a shirt kind of style. I shouldn't be getting my hopes up. On then to my final query. Have you the ability to administer the upkeep of one's personal appearance? Just as I thought. So, 3 questions asked, 3 questions answered. As per your own testimony, you have the taste buds of a dung beetle, the fashion sense of a monkey in a clown suit, and your personal hygiene reminds one of a carcass rotting in the sun. That won't do at all, see? I'm sad to say I must deny you the opportunity to be my slave. Ever so sorry.
It was one of them. I know it.
You put a knuckle in it. I'm trying...
You should probably come to terms with the fact that you've half a mind, full stop.
Don't care about us.
You'll never attain the rank of slave with manners such as that.
I'll give you that
Still,
knuckle if you keep...
hone your skills, and one day you may just qualify for a position in a lesser household than mine.
Forgive me, kin. Were that I had more than gruel to serve. If I'd more than cornmeal and rotting roots, I'd concoct something more fitting. Meanwhile, the Magisters feast on honeyed meat behind this very wall. The indignity.
I'll tell you if you keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
How dare you
Name?
classify this? I've seen...
Well, you aren't here on my list.
Your
There's
kind
nothing
always
else
hung
to read,
closest
Your
to our
Majesty.
divine,
Turnips
like
and
wolves
water
around
are
a
all I was
campfire.
given.
A scruffy man lounges against the wall with scarred arms folded. A sly smile playing on his face, he stares at...
Watch your back, new fish. There's a murderer on board, and I'd bet...
Rolling his eyes at the Magister's warning, the man named Ifan beckons again. He leans in and adjusts your collar with a sharp tug, balancing its weight so it no longer presses unpleasantly on your neck.
Pinches less that way, right?
Hocking a phlegmy gobbet in your general direction, the sullen Magister settles back to his task of glowering at Ifan. And now, you.
We used to know each other, more's the pity. I was his commander many, many, many moons ago. Isn't that right, Vic?
Standing far back from Ifan, the tight-faced Magister draws one... Ifan grins, flashing...
Same as he was at 14 years old. Only difference is somebody gave him a bigger sword and now he's Johnny Big Pants. Long story. Maybe I'll tell you about it in the Joy. No. The dead man, Finn, is it? I'd no business with him.
He glances over at Magister Victor, who
Damn shame sheer annoyance isn't reason enough. The Joy, I've heard a lot. Wonder if we'll get to meet the Ringmaster himself.
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
Easy now. I might think the same.
What are you conspiring about over there?
Oh, don't mind him. Vic's just got a...
Name!
Magister Victor looks at you suspiciously, then scrawls something illegible down in a tiny note.
Away with you!
Ifan performs an elaborate pantomime of keeping quiet, one finger in front of his lips.
Seems to me you should be a little more afraid. There's a killer about, after all.
Till overboiling a bit of cabbage becomes a crime, I shall hold my head steady.
keeps rolling.
So, anything interesting for me? I'll take that as a no.
The hatch is blocked. I'll need to find another way.
Alexander, grant me patience. Why, for my peace of mind, of course. Why don't you try casting one of those source spells of yours? See what happens.
Currents of magic surge inside you, boiling, bursting, then break.
You better stop before you hurt. There you have it. For your own peace of mind, of course.
Here to register, sir. Good, good. You faring okay so far? Trust me, with Bishop Alexander in charge, things will get a lot better. You head on in now.
And if she tries...
Standing at the center of the room, you spot a sorcerer haughtily eyeing a pair of nervous-looking magisters. They keep their crossbow trained.
So you admit it then?
Yes, I did. But of course, that was only the beginning.
She turns her head and looks you.
There are others whose lives must end.
Good God! You there, sorcerer! Go and fetch Magister Siwan. We need to do more than collar this maniac. We need to shackle her, hands and feet.
No, I'm afraid I always perform my part solo.
She reaches for her collar and simply removes it.
I'm just about to create a scene.
Subdue her, men, quickly! If she casts Source, the Voidwoken will come.
She smiles with wicked satisfaction.
Precisely.
Keep with those bolts trained on her, and if she tries to run, shoot at her.
Mask! She stole it. If these savages see me without it, they will have my skull for a goblet. What happened? Water? What?
The lizard's eyes close as he slips. The dwarf lies in a heap on the floor, his great beard twisted and tangled around him. The dwarf You hear a faint... You shake the lizard. Ifan lies motionless, curled on the ground like an animal. Under his shaggy hair, you can see his eyes flicker open, but he doesn't.
Lucien.
Ifan cries out, then his eyes fall.
No, not the final dark. Not yet.
It's no use.
The dice roll darkly.
The young woman lies in a heap on the floor. She's breathing normally, but her eyes are wide open, like those of a corpse. Dark, greyish-black clouds swirl through them. The Magister lies on the floor, empty.
The hatch is blocked. I'll need to find another way. Damn. That doesn't bode well. Onwards and upwards.
Thank the gods!
He eyes the collar circling your neck and reaches...
Another sorcerer!
The Magister's companion doesn't blink, frozen in place at the sight of you.
Even if I knew how to rip that thing off, I wouldn't.
He whispers loudly to...
Don't just cower there, Rix!
Rix grabs his sword, which shakes in the rhythm of his trembling hand. The Magisters look to each other.
Your lies!
Human's chief, Alexander. A curious name, but no more bizarre than anything else that species does. Not long before this thing snaps into splinters. Great gods! Something's pounding on the hull.
The marking on the door was painted recently, judging from its pungent scent. You recognize the symbol. You press your palm against the door to open it. Your fingers clack against the wood, and you suddenly feel grey. The touch leaves you numb. It doesn't budge.
More. I need to get off this ship. A lifeboat! That means there's still a chance.
Shut your trap, kid. Children and dwarfs first, just like the old stories say.
The dwarf yanks at one of the nearby ropes to...
Said there were other people down there. We need to help them.
You see those tentacles, kid? It's time for getting the hell out of here.
Thank you. There's a ladder right over there.
You're gonna be the death of us, you hear?
If you can walk, get yourself up the ladder. There's a... Wait! Void woken!
Beardless bugs won't sink the ship on my watch. Glory is mine!
let the games begin.
Meet your maker.
They who are about to triumph salute you.
I thought Voidwoken was supposed to be scary.
I've faced worse.
Telling with there might be more. We need to move.
Let's head above decks for some air.
There's no time.
I have plans for you, child. Rise.
Honorable Dallas, we lost a ship sailing sorcerer prisoners to Fort Joy. We assume some escaped and broke their collars. Their vile magic lured the Voidwoken. All who were aboard are presumed dead. Yours faithfully into eternity, High Judge Oriven.
Well, that was decidedly unpleasant. Am I the lone survivor? Depending on one's definition of survivor, of course. Ah, Brachus Rex. I've read his history. Quite gruesome, even for a human.
The child has a small mirror in his hands. He holds it up at angles, inspecting his eyes.
I'm not supposed to talk to strangers. Why? I guess. But the people who put me here are human, and the people who took my parents away are human too. Are you a sorcerer? One of those guys that brings the bad void things here?
The child looks at you straight on, unafraid, searching the shadows cloaking your face. He lifts his mirror to his nose, closes one eye.
I don't see any source on you or me. I guess they're wrong, or crazy. No one cares where I go. They know I can't leave the island. It's nicer out here than inside, anyway. But you didn't die. There isn't anywhere safer. That's what I mean. You'll see. I guess I am, but it's just normal to be scared.
Voidwoken. Those are the same beasts that sank our ship. Damn, they made it to shore. Bloody collars were supposed to keep those things at bay. Drowned and eaten by a Voidwoken. I wonder in which order.
You spot a strange lizard gazing over the water with a steady, malcontent. Yes, you recognize him from the ship. It would seem you're not the only one who survived the tentacles of the deep. The lizard turns about with the graceful ease of a dancer, or a duelist.
I did survive, yes. And chances are I wouldn't have, had you not returned to the aid of your fellow passengers down in that dreadful hold. You have my gratitude.
Hand over heart, he salutes you with a bob of the head. More than a nod, though less than a bow.
Yes, I'm sure you've all the makings of a hero and all that. Now then, if there's nothing further... I'm sure I don't mean to sound condescending, but
He sighs.
Tell me, what do you see when you cast your glance over this ocean? Memories? Quite so.
He looks out over the water once more, and so do you.
As for myself, when I consider this vast expanse before us, I see continents dotted with mighty cities. And shimmering along the soft curve of the sea's horizon, I picture the palaces that formed my paradise. Of course, it's rather specific. Quite obviously...
Suddenly, having all the air of being deeply offended, he stares at you with utter incredulity.
Well, don't just stand there gawking like an ape at an abacus. Or do you really mean to tell me you don't know who I am? The very same. I am the Red Prince, the All-Conqueror. Of course you know me.
There's a brief moment's pause, during which his grandiloquent pose deflates ever so slightly.
That said, I suppose I must own up to the fact that I find myself rather in between all-conquering and world-taming opportunities at the moment. The grandeur that is my fate has hit a bit of a snag. But never you worry. For the throne I was destined, and my throne I shall have. Truly. A kind offer indeed. Fine. On one condition. For reasons I'll not disclose right now, it is imperative that I've reason to believe one of them may be present on this island. Promise me we'll look for him, and I'll extend you the blessing of my company. Jolly good. The undead? Like your good self, you mean? Come now, did you really think a handful of linen towels can fool me? But don't worry. I have studied the arcane arts for years, including necromancy and demonology. I do not hope... So, now that that's settled, even if you are as versed in the art of eloquence as I am, that our swords will be doing... As a born fighter, I prefer the perfection of the blade myself. but I'm well acquainted with the secrets of magic, and yes, even subterfuge. Very well. Onwards, then, to victory.
The Red Prince nods and gives you a smile that wavers ever so delicately between...
Now, as you're aware, you'll be traveling with a prince. As your luck would have it, I seem to be... Of course, there are other forms of protocol to bear in mind, but I'll see to...
Ah, hello, small, furry creature. How do you do?
The cat's eyes are clouded and grey, but its eyes clear, and it shakes its head, confused.
Stay back, sorcerer, and stay silent. Our Godwoken speaks.
We know you've been helping sorcerers escape, Atusa. We have proof.
I'd sooner cut my tongue out than lie to you, Alexander.
If you can tell the Godwoken no more, your tongue is of no use.
This can't be serious, Alexander.
You should know by now to obey your superior, Magister, whatever she may ask.
Stay silent, you!
Atusa pinches the tip of her tongue with 2 fingers and brings her dagger to its root. Her eyes squeeze shut. Drops of...
Stop! My father, may his soul rest in peace, would be disappointed in you, Atusa. Just the fate of our realm hangs in the balance. If you will not help us save it, Dallas.
Yes, your holiness?
I...
What a waste. Come, we'll be needed elsewhere.
The Lizard Magister, or what's left of her, lies in a puddle of gore.
She was a lizard, yet a magister. No matter her reasons, her penalty was fair.
Did you see them, sir? Bishop Alexander and the Hammer herself, they were so close, almost within arm's reach. You don't know them? Oh, remarkable. They are all that stand between you, me, and the Void. And they were right here just a moment ago. Then you prove yourself ignorant, sir. The Void Woken are drawn to source. With these collars on, knows...
She's gone, Farah. Gone!
I don't think I ain't watching. That's your fifth blue jester this round.
The woman is scrabbling at her throat, as though she can hardly breathe.
Don't touch me. You're too close. This collar, this place, it's... I can't. I can barely even catch my breath. How is it possible? 1 minute you're in the garden in the sun.
Her hands move again to her throat. She seems to try to make...
Looky, looky here, mates. A fresh face. Why don't you join us in a round of cards? First, no problem, Freshie. In that case, enjoy your stay. But I'll be needing to collect your interment fee first, of course. I'm sure the Reds told ya. No one gets along without paying the interment fee. So, let's make this easy. Empty your pockets. With pleasure.
Greetings, child. I find myself in your so-called divine lands, yet I feel his absence. If there's no rest for the wicked, there's plenty of rest for Luke.
I told him at noon exactly. Didn't I? You there? I'm looking for an inmate. He wears a large... Have you seen him? Useless. It is a very important matter that I
Clara, she ain't coming back.
He hasn't changed a bit. Always late. Exactly. Didn't I?
Say what you will. Come on then, Legsy. Pay up.
Where's the oil?
This is not your business, Long Pig.
Don't let this moss muncher talk to you like that. Especially a cheapskate like this one.
Griff already knows she don't like to pay her fair share.
An intense-looking man steps between the thug and the elf and rolls up his sleeves, revealing well-muscled and heavily scarred arms. You recognize him.
Just stand aside, won't you, mate?
Lone wolves decide their own business.
The thug freezes in fear for a moment before...
Pay up, elf. No one shorts Griff. Especially not one of you.
Burrow looks you both up and down.
Get out of here. The both of you.
The elf smiles and bows to you in thanks.
Follow me, before more of them trouble us. There is a safe place.
Ifan rolls his sleeves back down. He nods at you.
Good work there. Good work. I can tell you've got chops.
He stretches out one rough hand to shake yours.
Suit yourself. Probably wise. Say, you don't look all that busy now that we're safely on dry land. I've just got a small errand to run. And then I'll be looking to get the hell out of here while I've still got a neck to collar. How about we stick together until we get out of this place? Everyone needs to make a living.
The little black cat trailing you hisses at him, hair raising a ridge along its back. Without batting an eyelid, the man rumbles a lupine growl. The cat hides behind your leg, mewling.
That's the truth. For me, for you. Why not help each other get out of here? The usual way. Haphazard, 2 heads are better than 1. And when push comes to shove, 4 fists are better than 2, right?
He grins, sharp.
So, before we hit the road, it's best if we decide battle strategy. Survival's my main priority. I'll use every trick in the book to keep us alive. Can do.
He scans the horizon for threats with one...
Right you are.
The cat's eyes are clouded and it appears
Leave me. Go. Get away. Get... Queen's beard. It looks like you lost a fight with a claw hammer. Reckon you're in need of something to heal yourself up, eh? Colour me unimpressed, you old brew. It's always the braggarts who cry the hardest.
Instead of a potion, she hands you an empty bottle and a fat brown mushroom.
I knew I saw some talent in you. Once you've mastered the technique, you'll never need help from a crusty old quack like me again. Dane's as stubborn as an old steer. Says he don't believe in alchemy and won't accept a potion from me or anyone. Still, my job ain't to judge, but to heal. Or if that fails, to comfort. Seems that's all I can do for business, Safi. Don't be profane.
Out my face, or I'll punch your lights out.
He smacks your hand away,
You're trying to kill me, ain't you? Get! Those bleeding fools think they run the place. But I showed them.
The old dog whimpers sadly.
A little reprieve from the din outside.
You are in the wrong place, Pinky. Fear? Pity, perhaps.
A blind wolf may... Never mind. If you need to suit up, I can offer you a fair price.
No one tells me there are so many children in this Fort Joy. Your kind I handle, but small ones.
I feel him.
An elf lives forever. If she stays away from spears and fire, look around you. You're...
The young girl's eyes are covered, but she turns toward you when you approach. She smiles as though she recognizes you.
Hello, stranger. A strange person from a strange time. I wonder, do you even know how lost you are? I see it before my eyes. It is not so bad. I know which days have bread and which days have none. I know more bread comes someday. It helps.
Her eyebrows shoot up.
There can be a way. Amiro knows. But he is gone. My protector, my friend. An elf like me, with a spirit bright. He is caught by those who hurt him. I wish so much for his return. And he tells you what you seek. A way out. You bring me great peace. Thank you, my friend. I see something that helps. I see a lizard. He is a lizard of many dreams, of far feet.
I'll stab you right in the eye! Whack! Back, evil ogre, or I'll get you with my sword! I'll spare you this time, beast. You're really fun. Hey, I'm gonna hide somewhere in the cave, and you come find me. Ready? Go! You found me! Okay, wait. Let me hide again. Go! A human? You stink. I know you are, but what am I?
This hole is too small for you to squeeze into.
Ooh! Wow! You're really smart. I know how to spell introduce. My way is too small for you. You'll have to find another. Hope you brought a shovel.
What's this? I found something.
I need a shovel.
One must put in due effort if one is to reap the proper reward.
You're back. And you brought... But who's this?
Wither, this is my new friend. He's really smart. You'll like him a lot.
Please, small child, leave me to my ruminations.
But he's really nice. And tall.
Why, a grown friend. You, dead walker, tell me true. Stand you with the Source Hunters, or do you serve the town at Brackless Rex? Ancient history. Can it have been so long I haven't seen a living soul in all that time? What a strange notion. A wicked king it was, Brachus Rex by name. The Order of the Source Hunters discovered a great horror, yet my failure was absolute. I am not fit to bear the insignia of the Source Hunters any longer. Please, good sir, you must free me. Prise this spear from my chest. Seize the spear. Please.
It's stuck fast. It's stuck fast. I got it.
Good sir. You have set my body free. Free to crumble to dust at last. But my spirit... Blast! I remain trapped in... I have heard of such magic, but have never known anyone so foul as to him. After he interred me in this cell, he must have drawn my very soul away from me and stored it elsewhere in the fort. Thus he has... But I know this place well. I could lead you to its likely location. In turn, you would find a path straight out of this fort. Marvelous, my friend. Marvelous. You'll first have to get inside the fort itself. There's a secret switch on us. The switch will open a hatch, and you'll be led into the prison's main floor. I suspect that within Brachus's phylactery room, you will find the container which ensnares my soul. He has likely disguised it well, but search there for another hidden switch. Brachus would have made me a supplicant, a slave to these walls. With your help, I'll die. At last. With dignity. I was fully briefed about this awful place before I came. My goal was to destroy the fiend who had been marshalling the world's most unwholesome way. I never thought I would become one of his victims. And yet, Fort Joy is a dangerous place, my friend. Here, he and his researchers crafted punishments and snares contrary to human dignity. Objects that could contain souls, ones that could purge...
Wither is free! Now he can be happy! Now he can get out! You're right! You are really strong! Like a hero! And here, take this! It'll show you how to find my secret fort. If you can find a way up, you can have my treasure.
I feel him, but I do not see him.
Thank you for your help with that, thug. Rare is the human who goes against their own for an elf.
The elf appears momentarily puzzled by your comment, but then offers you a dignified little bow.
As far as I'm concerned, you are noble and just in both actions and appearance. I am in your debt. In this cave, we trust the healer. She is young, but she sees. She knows more than we know. In the camp, the brute Griff rules. He who gives the bread has the power. It gives me great pain. I'm with my family. We are making beautiful magic. We are healing a tree cut down with great violence. The Magisters come. I hear of no escapes. The only way out is through. Through the Magisters, through their cure. Thugs, I can stand, but... Oh, wait, before you go, I am not here without your help. I do not forget this. For you, a prize. I save it for a special occasion, but I can think of no finer occasion than this. Thank you.
I feel him, but I do not see him.
I feel uneasy here. Greet the Reaper for me.
The cat's eyes are clouded and grey. It appears confused.
Poor cat. No good omen, I think.
The frogs are gone. The children shall be safer. I see the good in you. I see all of you. Look around you.
The soldier tightens. The old dog looks up at you but doesn't lift his greying head from his paws. He heaves a heavy sigh.
It's no use anyway. That smells revolting. Wait a minute. This tastes like this.
Amid the squalor of Fort Joy, you suddenly spot an elf with diamond features. She was the one who sat rolling dice in the ship that went under. Her eyes are focused on a lizard some distance away, and you get the distinct feeling he's an unfortunate man indeed to be trapped in her tiger-like gaze. No sooner have these words left your mouth than she turns about and grabs you in a stranglehold. You feel the tip of a long needle being pushed a little ways into one of your neck's vertebrae.
You caught me off guard. No one catches me off guard. Better tell me who you really are, or this time I'll let my needle do the licking. I see. It does so satisfy to have a purpose in life.
A push, a pivot, and now you suddenly face her. The needle, despite the precariousness of your situation, you notice something that remained undetected in the gloom of the ship. A flaw in her diamond features. A curious...
Let me tell you a little story. Once upon a bad old time, a lizard cut this thing, this living scar. But now I'm free. Of sorts. I intend to raise the subject with him. No!
She drives the needle in deeper and whispers.
In truth, it does not matter in the least who you really are. You saw me mark my... That makes you a liability. That makes you needle feed.
A bright sparkle of laughter follows your proposal.
Ha! How amusing. I admit I had not seen that twist. Make your case and do it quickly. Why should I join you? Escape? How you do tickle me. Most of the misguided dears around here. Well played. Oh, little needle mine, what should I do? Push? You know what? Today is a rather fine day. Sunshine and an easy breeze. I'm not quite sure the weather will save him.
With a casual flick of the wrist, she withdraws the needle from your neck and smiles, as if she just invited you to sit down for tea.
Yes, the needle did find you rather tough to chew. Then again, I already knew I'd have to... This may strike you as, rather eccentric. But the thought of traveling with one such as yourself quite enthuses me.
She tilts her head ever so slightly and looks at you almost mockingly. You can't help but contemplate with both dread and delight the...
Yes. Let's discuss our respective... You, and Death will be playing many a round of hide and seek. So, as a rogue, my speciality is stealth. The quick silence of the dagger striking unseen. That said, suits me fine. Then follow me.
You're not quite certain you'll ever sleep soundly with Sabine in any sort of proximity.
So, this is Fort Joy.
Surely you'll have one.
What a crumbling disaster.
Leave him be. Don't make me say it again.
Listen, I can help you if you just...
Shut up, elf. This clown caught him stealing from my kitchen. Still won't say where he stashed my supplies. Sound like someone you'd let off with a slap on the wrist. Caught him red-handed trying to make off with a second crate after he took the first. Went down like a rent boy when we grabbed him. Supplies. Crate of food, citrus in particular. He'll talk, or he'll die quiet. Alls I want is my supplies. Happy to let this clown die in a gutter instead. Ain't been here long, have ya?
He twirls his knife, but...
Divine's gone. This blade is the only god watching over Fort Joy. Perhaps if those bleeding dwarves...
An elf, caked in mud and blood, looks up at you from the bottom of the cave.
You believe what he says? That I am a thief? Perceptive. Like most men behind bars, I'm innocent. Like most of us here on the island, in fact. Aren't you like me, looking for a way out? Some people settle in. They don't go poking around in grifts, not you. Smart. In this case, Griff tells you, does he not? I tell you what I know. But first, I know a way out. I show you. And you have finally. Griff releases me if he sees I do not have what he misses. After I am free, you are free. I see no one. In fact, I only hear the sound of Griff clearing his throat. You know how he does? Like so. For some time, I think Griff takes his own supplies.
but I see the anger in him that he does not find it. He truly does not find what he seeks. Griff is a powerful man. Power is... I intend no harm. I want only some provisions. A bit of bread, you understand. Thank you.
Hey, you're a little light in your pack, ain't you, mate? Who could blame you with a girl? Why don't you take a gander at the goodies I got? Stuff you won't find anywhere else in camp. Procured by... Let's just say folks leave here, but they don't seem to take their effects. Maybe I am. Fella in that cage is the thief. Stashed the oranges somewhere before he was caught. If you believe that. Sure do. Ask me. It'd have to be one of those sad sacks that's always hanging around Griff looking for fate.
She darts her tongue out of her mouth like a...
Some folks, and some reptiles. I see plenty of liars in my line of work. Snakes, weasels, worms. Sure do. Ask me. It'd have to...
She darts her tongue.
Some folk... I see plenty of lies. It's all in the eyes. Joy, sure you don't want to have a look at my stock before you go?
Griff glances from his blade to you.
I know that look well enough. You're about to pop, ain't ya? Why don't you enter a match and let some of that frustration out? The right... You'll find out.
Nay, heading into the kitchen? Don't try anything funny around Griff. Aha! Cheeky! What's your name? All right, Slick. Haven't seen you around here before. When did you get in? All right, easy now. You seem sweet, but I'm more curious about you than a bunch of cheesy lines. Ha! Thank you. You think? I was joining up with Griff's the closest thing you can get to security around here. Family, too. Till the Reds take you, anyway. There's a gap between what we want and what we can have, isn't there? Here more than anywhere else.
She laughs. The sound fills the air like the...
Now, wouldn't that be something? Look, I have an idea. I know we don't know each other very well, but time is so short and a connection is so rare. If we get out of here, will you meet me again in Arx?
Fit for beasts.
I have responsibilities here. You know, I can't start running around outside the family. It isn't done. But once we're out of here, none of that will matter. You'll meet me, won't you?
She leans forward and grazes your cheek with her lips.
Until then.
Easy, eh? What's your hands, Pipsqueak? What are you loitering round here for? If Boss trusts you to find something for him, you better not disappoint him. You won't like him when he's disappointed. Boss will be fine. He's got himself in a fit state now. Yeah, Boss is awful passionate about. You mean that guy in the cage? Oh, I don't associate with elves. Fella says he's... Easy, eh?
The lizard's brow knits together, then apart, and back again. He seems to be swimming deep in his thoughts, and doesn't look...
Perhaps it's overfeeding. One more chance to shut that ugly mouth of yours.
Goodness, but this place has made you cranky. Perk up, old chap. There's plenty of singletons about.
Leave me be, Sam.
I only mean that if you think about it logically, she's much better off.
Leave it, Sam. I won't say it again.
Come on, chap. Don't be unreasonable. Better even to puke yourself to... Please, excuse us.
You're talking to me, not him, Sam.
Oh, for the love of Lucian.
Say it again. What you said about my wife. Go on. Piss off. Go on, Sam.
Well, it's the truth, and you know it. She's better off. So what if it was messy? I'd rather...
A flat smile twitched.
She never did like you.
The man looks for a moment at the corpse at his feet, then turns back toward the nearly finished coffin, bloodied hammer in hand.
Murder's a big word. And no, this here's a bed for someone 1,000 times better than that snake. Rest her soul. Only a coward will let someone talk about their soulmate. Maybe it is murder. Maybe not all killing's as bad as arrest, though. Maybe they're onto something then.
He nods at you and turns back to his handiwork.
Bastard.
Not an attempt, mate. Not time's up, Your Highness. Let's dance. It's stabbing time.
I'm ready.
Damned nuisance these assassins are. It's their frightful manners I mind the most, really. Oh.
The woman looks out on the gently lapping waves. She seems totally at peace.
Haven't seen you around here before. New? Well, don't worry too much if you have a hard time. You here alone?
She gives you a long look.
You keep them friends of yours close. Not much in this world someone you love can't make better. Used to be I had a family. A husband, and a little... Then they brought us here. I couldn't stop them from taking my boys from me when they did. Now I'm just waiting for him to call my name. Waiting and remembering.
Her eyes spark.
Kind of you to ask. Stefan, he was my little one. Smart as a whip and no less wicked. And my husband, he was called...
She talks for some time about birthdays, about Felix's prickly beard, about joy radiates from her as she remembers. She places a warm hand on your shoulder.
What a gift to think of them. I'd like to give something to you, too. A family recipe. One of Felix's best. He'd be happy to know it went to such a warm soul. Take care of yourself. You hear?
You're a sweet one.
Patience, Mal. Patience. Patience. Here you are. I wonder what keeps you. Tell me your tale. We are unfamiliar, yet familiar. We are the same material, so tell me. Tell me your tale. Start from the beginning. Start from where you come. I see, I see. Now tell me more. Tell me what you do. Tell me what you find. I understand. Now tell me how your story ends. To draw back the veil and see the truth is no simple task. We can see the things we lose, not with our eyes, but with our hearts. It is nothing. Many fragments.
Big and strong. Come on, you stubborn hunk of garbage.
The dwarf's fingers clamp around a splintered chunk of wood nailed to the skeleton of an old ship. His whole body
Eh? Oh, that. I reckon I might have had a harder time of it without your help, though. Now, if you'll excuse...
The dwarf spits into each of his calloused palms and rubs...
Bleeding.
You grab the plank and pull. The rusted nail pops loose.
Oh, look at that.
He winks and flips a gold coin toward you. It makes a long, high arc, glinting in the sun, and
for your trouble. I suppose it were a fool's errand thinking I could make something out of this heap.
He sucks a finger and holds it up to the wind.
Winds like these, she would have capsized before she reached the break.
He gives you a wry look.
Aye. Was planning to build me a raft and paddle off. I've got business north of here, in a town called Driftwood. Far be it from me to miss an appointment. Why don't we make a deal then? You help me get out of this place, and I'll do the... Ah, it's this!
He lifts an invisible cap and...
Pleased to make your acquaintance. The name's... well, the name's dead and buried. What matters is what they call me. Beast. May have been cast out, but you can bet your last heel of breed she wishes she hadn't have. I've taken my revenge 1,000-fold on that tyrant's fleet. I'll tell you when you're... Anyhow, we're a team now, so let's get down to brass. I've been up and down the realm so often it'd make your cabbage spin, and I picked up a few tricks along the way. Truth be told, I've grown fond of crushing. Then it's settled. Capital! Aye. But it seems you've no room for old Beast in your clan now. You come find me when I spot open.
Ha! Call it like a dog. A very tall, very strange-smelling dog. I'd pity you, but Jack Crowley Ineffable has a soft spot for beauty, and you carry that choker off very well. Laughing in the faces of my enemies, of course. Little do they know, the most powerful sorcerer the world has ever known scuttles on their very shores. This power is my birthright, same as yours, but one of us has grown to astounding heights and the other has sunk into depths too human. But of course, they'll happily dump your meager bony corpse into the sea when they're through with you. Oh, the tragedy of sorcerers dance while magisters pull the strings. Fool! Ha! Of course, Fred.
You there. You've just arrived, isn't that right? Are you quite alone?
The man scowls at you.
I thought I might see if you wanted to get out of this place. Though maybe I ought to ask someone who isn't a prissy fop. I have a plan. A good one. I've been here a long time. Longer than anyone else. I have a way out of here. Are you interested? Believe whatever you want. This may be your only chance. Attaboy. Who wouldn't? The plan's simple. Completely foolproof. I have a spell. There's an artifact that you can use to teleport me out of this place. Then I can use my spell to free you in turn. This item, though, it's in quite an unfortunate location. And how many would make it before the guards noticed? 4? 5? Every bloody sorcerer in this place? Nah. It's found its way into a nest of crocodilians on a secluded beach nearby. Here, give me your map and I'll show you where to go. Not enough to trouble a... Get that artifact. So, what's the news? Well, I certainly got lucky with you, didn't I? The way out... Give me your map. I'll show you where to go. And...
Hello? You gonna pray all day, buddy? Hey, I know you.
Losa, the dark-eyed jokester you met aboard the ship, waves enthusiastically and dips into a mock elegant curtsy.
Back then, I was... you. Nothing like a nice tentacle slap across the moor to set the tone for the week, eh? How'd you escape? Me too. Did you hear something? When you were in the water, I mean. I heard the same thing. Do you know what this means?
Losa's voice catches in her throat. The joy drains from her face. Her eyes lose focus. She is stock-still, waxy-skinned, her eyes dark. Greyish-black veins run from her eyes down her cheek. Her head snaps to you mechanically, and her eyes lock with yours. Dark pupils, light suddenly flashes back into her face. The grey veins...
Anyway, what were we talking about? Ah, it's nothing really. It's just... I'm just a bit... well, a bit... hospitable? Ha! What I mean is, look, you've never been a host, right? That's 'cause you're like a clump of leaves on the side of the road. But I'm a roadside inn. Red door, flowers out front. Friendly like a goddamn Gold Star Inn for the disembodied.
She gives you a searching look.
You seem pretty well adjusted. Ain't that just the truth? So, how are you enjoying the joy? Yeah? I would so. You want to check this place out together? Strength in numbers and all that. It does, right? Before we head out, I've got more than a few tricks up. Lately I've been into... Sounds fine. Yeah? Hey, wait a sec. It looks like you have all the company. Till then.
Soon as I saw that glint in your eye, I knew we'd make a solid team.
Seeming surprised, Ifan gladly takes the drink from your hands and down...
Ah, that hit the spot.
He holds the flagon out to you. The alcohol hits you like the void itself. Your head spins and your feet feel unsteady. Suddenly,
This reminds me of sharing Rotgut with Roost and the boys back at camp. So tell me, if we weren't stuck here, what would you be doing with your time? A worthy dream, friend. A very worthy dream. Relic of flame. That brew went straight to my bladder.
The ravaged among the ruins. That is all we are in Fort Joy. In a final heartbeat. Why? Did you assume I wouldn't? Ha! As it happens, that invitation is why I let you live. Your flesh is weak. All flesh is weak. But your spirit remained strong as your flesh was being pierced. That I admire.
Tired of the view in here yet?
Are you certain you want to dismiss your companion? His eyebrows shoot up.
Can't say I'm not sorry to see you go, but you'll be all right. Good luck out there.
Hey there, old buddy, old acquaintance. Want to team up again? Well, that was easier than I thought. And I'll do my best to stay myself. Lead the way. Well, duh. I'm sure that disguise will fool most people, but most fleshy folks aren't really alive anyway. Now, let's go.
We find source so dangerous. What in his death caused it? Till Void Woken are attracted to source.
Watch yourself. Don't tell anyone where you got this, eh?
Cowrie, cockle, clam.
Yes. Is it an audience you desire?
Are you certain you want to dismiss your companion?
Your loss.
Let's team up, you and me. How do? Right now? Well, that's that sorted. Ah, well. My best mate's son is undead. Now, onward!
When another divine arises, will source change back? What if there are no sources?
Ah, this Lucian everyone seems so interested in. I don't see it myself.
The shrine depicts Lucian the Divine, avatar of the 7 gods. It does not.
Shrine, by the looks of it.
bow your head, please. If we chant, haven't you heard? Bishop Alex, do not doubt that...
What's this? I found something.
Come. This way, in the back. Follow me.
I wonder where this leads.
Now, teleport me down to the ledge behind me near the tree stump. I'll bring you right after. Over here! It isn't far.
I wonder where this leads.
Over here! It isn't far. Now, teleport me down to the ledge behind me near the tree stump. I'll bring you right after. Over here! It isn't far.
Come towards me. I'll teleport you down. I just need to see you clearly. Come close to the edge as you can, friend.
Simply perfect. Now, teleport me to that mossy rock across the gulch, just by the torch. You're almost there. Even the air smells better here above that pit. Thanks for the help, and good luck getting yourself out.
Looks like it's just you and me, Stumply. I wasn't prepared for that. What now?
Got a good reason for barging into a private room, buddy. And got no reason to scramble out, me. It's hot and busy out there. It's cool and quiet here. Ow! You must be mad. Before you go, you haven't met a particular fella here, have you? Tall, black beards, intense way of looking at you. Penchant for metaphor? Wouldn't be surprised if you'd met him before. Half of me's afraid he's gonna... Anyhow.
Are you here for the Pointy Lock Undoer? This place? Well, Oi! Oh, good. That's for you, then. Bye-bye.
All right, I just... They do terrible things here. If they think for a second I'm trying to escape again, they'll not seen, heard. There's a man over there. They tortured him. I heard his screams. I heard something. It can't happen to me. It can't. It can't. It can't. It can't. Outside the bones are gnashing. In here the magisters are... What to do? What to do? Poor thing. Poor fool.
The elf's skin is pale as a corpse's, but his face contorts with inscrutable emotion. Joy, horror, and rapture flash over him like the changing surface of a pond. His eyes lock onto yours.
It's you!
Surprisingly, the elf...
The pain is great, but I'm not the last. The bishop doesn't count. No, he doesn't count. You'll know. They'll find you. You need to go. Dallas, after she took me, she did something. My head. Oh, love, I'm wrecked. Can't go. Couldn't move my feet.
He giggles coquettishly. Then...
I knew...
Sorcerer! What do you think you're doing, prowling around inside the fort? Ha! And what is it you think you saw? Go on, get an eyeful. That's the least of what happens to traitors.
He looks you up and down.
Got a nice marble to you, haven't you?
to the dark with you. Meet your maker.